Okay, so I know that video for the black phone I did definitely needed to fix the sound and all that. I did that. I'm sorry about that. Definitely will be checking up on that. But let's talk about the grabber, because a lot of y'all on those videos were asking, what is the backstory of the grabber? Why is the grabber doing all of this? And so I've tried to compile as much information as I can about the grabber, just from tidbits here and there that the director, writer of the short story have given. So I'm gonna try and do as much as I can for that, but there is no official like page or anything that tells you about the grabber themselves. But I've been able to compile some pretty interesting stuff as well, and I read the short story as well. So before we get into it, I want to go ahead and ask you to subscribe to the channel. On the road to 25,000 subscribers. We're about to get to 22,000, so super excited for that. But let's get into this. So Black Phone, I've already talked about the ending, and I will be making another video, a couple more videos on this movie as well, because a sequel might be on the way. More on that in another video. But the grabber is basically your main antagonist here, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think the grabber is going to become a new horror icon, and I'm excited about that for many reasons. But in the short story, the grabber is actually a John Wayne Gacy type of character. So if you don't know who John Wayne Gacy is, he is actually a serial killer, and kind of like the grabber really like sort of put his sights on younger boys. And so pretty much his body type and everything was more of a John Wayne Gacy type. Of course, over here on the Black Phone, it is Ethan Hawke who is playing him, and it's a different build of sorts as well. So in the short story, he is also a clown, as opposed to in the film we see him be a magician. Now, we don't really see much of this be portrayed that much, but we do know from the truck and everything that this is like a magician of sorts. And the reason they changed it from the short story and everything was because of the popularity of it and all of that just recently. And if you don't know, the author of the short story is also actually Mr. Stephen King's son. He just uses like a pen name. So this is pretty much a whole thing going on here, where this is like a magician, a clown, sort of like trying to allure children as well. So that's pretty much a clear indication that the grabber is definitely has a target in mind. Now, the mask also was added to the film, and I feel like the mask for the grabber, if just by looking at the film itself and my own interpretation, is sort of to hide himself. He never really shows his whole face at once. Even when he abducts Finney, he's still wearing sunglasses. So I think there's a lot of shame or something to his face that might have come maybe through a screwed up childhood, all of that. And I think that's one of the reasons we never see him fully show his face. And sometimes I think you can even tell how like he's gonna be depending on how much of the mask he's wearing, because I feel when you see him in the full mask, that's when you can really tell that he's about to do something totally horrible and wicked and just disturbing. Because I think like masks really are there to conceal, but they also change the person, and I think he feels this sort of like more evil to him when he's wearing this mask. So I think that that was an added thing to it. And by the way, the mask is actually one piece that breaks into different pieces, so there's not like different masks and all of that. It just actually makes one whole mask. So I thought that the mask was very great, and Ethan Hawke actually talks about it as well, about when he first saw it and all of that. So definitely liking that. So Robert C. Cargill, who is one of the writers, actually wrote about them not really showing much of what the grabber does or any of the killings or all of that, because of course, and I believe this as well, but I see a lot of people don't really like this about it, is that the less you show, the more it is, because your mind takes you to these dark parts, wondering what exactly he did or what he does. He does, however, clarify something that wasn't clarified in the movie, but I think that from all of the clues you pick up from it, you could definitely see that this was a thing, is that the grabber is actually a P word. I don't know if I should say that word on YouTube, because YouTube, it acts different, but that is actually something that the writer Robert C. Cargill has talked about in interviews, and I'll link all of these interviews down below if you want to watch them, or I mean read them. They're like written posts. So pretty much that's where we get the whole naughty boy thing from the grabber and the whole game he's trying to play, I feel. And I think we could all tie it back to maybe the grabber having a very messed up childhood and this is something that he's doing to sort of take that anger out now on these young innocent boys, and very dark stuff here. So like I said, this was as much as I could get about the Grabber's backstory without the filmmakers really diving into it. And they say that they didn't really want to dive into it in the film because it's a film that's more about Finney trying to escape all of this and trying to sort of get back to his family as well. And like they say also, I think that just leaving it up open for interpretation and not really explaining it to you makes it that much creepier and eerie, because if you think about it, you have this madman that you don't know what the whole reason he's doing this for, and so you can't really predict what his next move will be because you don't know anything about him. You just know that he's like this evil, sadistic person that is gonna pretty much by the end of it kill this young boy. And so I think that filling in those gaps about why he's doing this, what he does before he kills him, and all of that makes that film that much darker. But that's just my opinion and my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think about it down below. So after seeing the Black Phone a second time, I caught on to some other things. When I was recording this video, I had only seen it once, but after a second time, you clearly hear when the Grabber's talking about himself being in the basement at a point as well, and actually having an interaction with the Black Phone as well. So I think that we can definitely assume that the Grabber in some way, shape, or form had also suffered some type of abuse as a child, which could have led him to what he eventually became, which was this child murdering monster. So yeah, there's those clues right there, and also the fact, I think, that the whole thing with the belt, the naughty boy and all of that, which was something that he wanted to do and replicate, like I said, very much so tells us he went through something horrific as well in his childhood, and now he is this monster. So yeah, picked up on those the second time viewing it, and just some of the other stuff as well, but we don't really have a clear definition just yet about what exactly went down with him or any of that. But like I've said in my previous video, we do have a sequel on the way, so who knows if it turns into a prequel of sorts or whatever have you, right? We'll see what happens. But yeah, just wanted to add this quick little insert after seeing it a second time. But if you haven't already, like I said, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I will make several other videos about the Black Phone, including that sequel that would possibly be on the way. And also, that video might actually be out by the time you're watching this, because I'll probably upload that Sunday, today, when I'm recording this. But you're probably watching this on Monday. It's some Inception shit. But yeah, we have that, and we also have a video on Stranger Things. We will be doing a watch party for Stranger Things Season 4 Volume 2. That announcement will be today when you're watching this video, on Monday, on June 27th. So stay tuned for that announcement so you don't miss that video. But as always, that is going to do it for me. Really appreciate you watching these videos. Really appreciate you liking, subscribing, all of that. On the road to 25,000 subscribers. Super close to 22,000, as I said. So make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you go ahead and hit that notification bell. On the road to 25,000 subscribers. So close. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on the Grabber. And as always, that's going to do it for me. I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe. Stay positive.